Now we will go through some simple yoga poses you can try at home. All positions can be done in a chair, on a mat, or standing. You will notice that we've structured the poses starting with the head and neck and working down to the feet and ankles. When doing them on your own, feel free to complete them in this order or mix and match whatever you need at the time. Yoga is a tool that you can use to benefit you. If a pose isn't feeling great one day, you don't need to do it. Remember, don't force the stretch and never bounce into a stretch. All movements should be done slowly and controlled. And make sure to come back to center before moving on to the opposite side of a stretch or to a new stretch. This allows your body to reset and decreases your chance of injury or discomfort. Our first pose is the side neck stretch. This is a great stretch if you frequently find that you hike your shoulders up. Begin by placing your left hand over your head on your right temple. Gently pull your head towards your left shoulder. Only pull to where you begin to feel a stretch. Hold there for about 5 seconds and then gently release. Have your head and neck come back to center and pause for a moment before repeating on the other side. Repeat this stretch as needed. This pose is another neck stretch, but this time you'll be moving your head up and down. Begin by slowly lifting your chin and looking toward the ceiling. Let your eyes lead the movement so you make sure not to stretch your neck too far back. Only lift your head to where you begin to feel a stretch. Hold for 5 seconds. Slowly and gently tuck your chin to your chest and look toward the floor. Hold for another 5 seconds and repeat the stretch as needed. This is the side bend stretch. If you're seated, place one hand on the edge of the chair to act as a support. If you're standing, place one hand on your hip. With the arm that is not the one that is supporting you, slowly and gently raise your arm up and over your head and bend sideways. You should feel this stretch down along the same side as the arm you are lifting over your head. Hold for 5 seconds and slowly return to center. Pause, then repeat on the opposite side. Repeat the stretches as needed. This is the cat-cow pose. The seated and floor versions look a bit different, so we are going to explain each one separately. If you are seated in a chair, begin by slowly and gently looking toward the ceiling. While doing so, begin to arch your back and stick your chest out. Once you've reached the end of the stretch, hold for 5 seconds and release, bringing yourself back to center. After pausing in center, slowly and gently tuck your chin, looking toward the floor. While doing so, begin to arch your shoulders and curve your back out. Hold for 5 seconds and then return to center. Repeat the stretch as needed. If you are on the floor, place yourself in a crawling position with hands shoulder width apart and legs hip width apart. Slowly and gently look up toward the ceiling while thinking about pressing your stomach to the floor. Don't look too far back, just enough to feel a stretch. Hold the stretch for 5 seconds. Slowly and gently look toward the floor and curve your back toward the ceiling. Hold for 5 seconds and repeat the stretch as needed. This is the torso twist. This pose is done in a seated position, but it is up to you where you feel most comfortable sitting, on a mat or in a chair. Once you are comfortably seated, reach your left arm across your body and place your hand on the edge of the seat. Turn at your waist toward the right as if you were looking over your right shoulder. Use your right arm to support yourself and keep the position. Hold for 5 seconds and repeat on the opposite side. This is the arms behind the back stretch. This pose looks pretty similar whether you're sitting in a chair or standing. If you do choose to do this stretch sitting, be sure to scoot forward in your chair so you have room to reach your arms backward. Make sure you still feel balanced and that the chair will not tip forward. Once you are ready, reach both arms down behind your back. Clasp your hands together and interlace your fingers. Slowly and gently lift your chin to look toward the ceiling while thinking about pulling your hands toward the ground. It may help to slightly stick your chest out. Hold for 5 seconds. Repeat as needed. If clasping your hands together behind your back is uncomfortable, simply reach your arms backward as far as you can to where you feel a stretch. This is mountain pose. Begin by sitting or standing with your feet about hip width apart. With your arms at either side of you, raise your hands to about hip height. Turn your palms to face forward. Lengthen your arms and slightly stick out your chest. Hold for 5 seconds, and repeat as needed. Add a smile in when you're raising your chest. It's a great way to improve your mood and can increase your confidence for the day. This pose consists of flowing your arms overhead and then raining them down. Begin with your arms hanging down at your sides. Slowly and gently raise your arms out and up until they are above your head. Pause for 1 second here. Make sure your shoulders are relaxed. Then, bend your elbows and slowly bring your hands down to your side, wiggling your fingers on the way down. Repeat as needed. This pose can be timed up with your breath. Raise your arms overhead as you inhale. Once you've filled your lungs up all the way, exhale as you lower your arms to your side. This pose is called Cactus Arms. Raise your arms out to the side and to shoulder level, bending your elbows at a right angle and with your palms facing forward. Bring your palms and forearms together in front of your face while keeping your arms in that right angle. Hold for 5 seconds. You should feel a stretch along your shoulder blades. Slowly and gently release your arms back down to your sides.